Service.
All right, Mix 1041, MixTV.tv. We are joined by our friends from Allon Planning Partners, the Hagees. We have
Hello.
Jay and Brittany Hagee here in the studio. How are you all today?
Doing wonderful. Glad to be here. How are you,
good.
Bridget?
Doing well.
Great.
So we're going to tackle the topic of Social Security and kind of looking at the big picture this morning.
Yeah, a lot of folks, when they think about Social Security, they simplify it down to, well, should I file at 62 when it's available? Should I file at full retirement age, or should I wait till 70? But it's really so much more than just a when do I file question. It's how does this really fit into the bigger picture of my entire financial situation? So instead of looking at Social Security in isolation, we want to help folks look at it in coordination with all the other financial components of their situation. They'll make better decisions that way, they'll save in taxes that way, and they'll actually end up with more money from Social
Yeah.
Security when you plan that
Well,
way.
especially over the last couple of years when we're getting all these reports that Social Security's running out of money, right? And it's like, well, is it really secure? Is it social insecurity? And do I take
Well,
it
it
now
feels like.
because the government's not going to
Yeah.
have the money to pay me? The news is here is the worst case scenario is you lose about 20% of your Social Security income, because the money coming into the Social Security program today is funding about 80% of the overall Social Security program. So even if the trust fund dried up and ran out, you would only lose about 20%, which is significant, right? But at the same time, it's not like, man, Social Security is just going to go away tomorrow. As long as folks are paying into the system, we'll still have some form of Social Security. Now, the powers that be in Congress and the Senate will have to pass new laws in order to refund the trust, because we have put our money into these systems for 40, 50, 60 years, and the next thing you know, they're saying, hey, we can't pay you anymore. That's not going to work out too well. So I don't think we've got a fear of Social Security just drying up and going away. I think, like Brittany said, you need to individualize it to when should you take it that's best for you, and coordinate it with the other parts of your plan. When should I take it based on how much taxes I'm going to pay in it, or how it's going to affect my IRMA or Medicare benefits, or how I should take it compared to my spouse, because there's a lot of opportunity
one.
if you're married to be able to take it in coordination with your spouse so that you can get more money over time.
So let's talk about that one for a second, because when couples are looking at Social Security, absolutely look at your filing strategies together. Because as a household, as a married couple, when one spouse passes away, the lesser of the two Social Security checks goes away. So that means the surviving spouse is only left with one check,
Needs
which
a
is the
higher
larger of the two. So looking at it that way, making the decision about timing, when to file and what that benefit looks like, filing at 62 versus filing at 67 or 70, that dollar amount's going to be drastically different. So the decision you make isn't just about filling out a form, it's a strategy you're building, and you're making decisions today for what you will be experiencing 10, 15, 20 years from now, and how it will impact your spouse as well. So spouses plan in coordination, plan together when you're looking at Social Security strategies.
Right.
All right, again, we're talking with our friends Jay and Brittany Hagee from Allon Planning Partners, talking about Social Security and kind of taking a look at the bigger picture. It's so easy to get into the weeds when it comes to Social Security,
It is.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's easy to get stuck, and then you have analysis paralysis and like, when should I move? Should I move?
What should I do?
You have to make sure that you don't just follow the advice of whatever your neighbor's done, or your cousin, or your brother-in-law that may be successful or not. You need to make sure you individualize that plan to yourself. And so it's not just about turning a check on, it's about getting the right income from the right places at the right time, so that you're paying less in taxes, so that you actually have more stable income as you go. It's really about an overall income plan, near and in retirement. And I know you're too young to worry about Social Security right now, but one day you need to know, like, put that together with an overarching income plan, so that you turn it on at the right time. Because we had a lady come in not too long ago who was 62 years old, and she was excited. I get to turn my Social Security on. Well, come to find out, she was still making about $70,000 a year. And if you turn it on early, there is a penalty associated with it. So she was going to have to turn around and pay that Social Security check right back in taxes. And so you take a haircut to take it early, so you're taking less than what your full retirement age benefit is, and you're going to have to pay a penalty. So it's not always, man, I'm 62, let's turn it on right away because Social Security is not going to be here. It's when I should turn it on based on the plans that I have. Maybe you are not working anymore, and it is a good time for you to turn it on at 62. That's why it's so individualized, and we put together income plans every day for folks and try to coordinate that in the light of their big picture so that they know when to function and when to turn on Social Security.
Yeah, and as we wrap this up, Social Security is really just a piece of the income planning portion of your situation, right? So it's just one stream of income that you want to build. You want to build multiple streams of income when it comes to retirement and what you'll receive in income. And our main message, as always, is this comprehensive approach. Having your tax strategy coordinate with your income, coordinate with your investment management and your healthcare and your estate planning, all of these pieces working in coordination is really the key, because one can be doing something that impacts the other in a negative way, and it's unintentional, right? It may be a good decision to do a Roth conversion, but a Roth conversion at the wrong time is the wrong decision. And so they really do impact one another positively and negatively. And we want to help folks coordinate all those pieces of their financial picture to maximize what they have and to use what they have.
It all comes back to let's create a plan together. And that's what we do every day. When you come in, we look at your story, your situation, your income, your expenses, what your lifestyle you're trying to build looks like, and how can we create a plan that's customized to you. And so if you come in for a complimentary consultation, that's what we'll do. We'll get to know you, your situation, and build a plan around your life. And you can reach out to us directly at 423-315-1441. That's 423-315-1441, or just go to allonplanning.com. That's ALLON planning.com. You can see a lot of resources there. You can take some quizzes to see where you're at in that financial planning portion of your life, or you can just schedule a complimentary consultation with us. allonplanning.com. We'd love to see you.
That's Allon Planning Partners, Jay and Brittany Hagee. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Bridget.
Thank you.
Investment advisory services are offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The content provided is intended for informational and educational purposes only. The views, statements, and opinions expressed herein are those of the individual speakers and not necessarily those of Foundations and its affiliates. The information contained herein does not constitute an offer to sell any securities or represent an express or implied opinion or endorsement of any specific investment opportunity, offering, or issuer. Any discussion of performance or returns is not indicative of future results. Each individual investor's situation is different, and any ideas provided may not be appropriate for your particular circumstances. Foundations only transacts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements. Registration as an investment advisor is not an endorsement of the firm by securities regulators and does not mean the advisor has achieved a specific level of skill or ability. No legal or tax advice is provided. Always consult with a tax professional. All rights reserved.
This is not endorsed or affiliated with the Social Security Administration or any U.S. government agency. A Roth conversion may not be suitable for your situation. The primary goal in converting retirement assets into a Roth IRA is to reduce the future tax liability on the distributions you take in retirement or on the distributions of your beneficiaries. The information provided is to help you determine whether or not a Roth IRA conversion may be appropriate for your particular circumstances. Please review your retirement savings, tax, and legacy planning strategies with your legal/tax advisor to be sure a Roth IRA conversion fits into your planning strategies.